wonderful history and culture of the Dominican Republic. Christopher Columbus sailed to the island in 1492 after his grueling expedition to the New World, which would spark events that would give birth to the nation of the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic, known then as Hispaniola, was one of the first of the Caribbean, and in extension New World, territories to be conquered by Spain. The Spanish Empire designated Santo Domingo, founded by Columbus and his settlers, as its capital, and the new territory became a home to slave trading that would bolster its economy. The island was rich with precious metals and flora that helped yield wealth for the empire. European diseases virtually wiped out the native population, namely the Carib and Taino peoples. Due to the harsh treatment of slaves and the diseases that decimated the native population, Hispaniola soon became a backwater territory of Spain for the next 3 centuries. After being defeated by the French in 1795, Spain ceded 2/3 of Hispaniola to France. The treatment of the local population worsened, and this culminated in a slave revolt in Saint-Domingue, in what is now Haiti. By 1809, the colony was once again reunited with Spain. In 1821, Dominican revolutionaries were finally able to depose their Spanish masters, and this gave rise to the establishment of the independent state of Spanish Haiti. Several caudillos, or strongmen, ruled the Dominican Republic from 1844 to 1899. They stunted the growth of democracy, which was flourishing in other areas of the world. This led to chaos amongst the ranks of politicians, and assassinations happened left and right. By 1899, the Republic was left in a vacuum of powerlessness. Sensing the weakening grip of the government in the Republic, the United States intervened. The first U.S. occupation of the Dominican Republic occurred from 1916 to 1924. It began when the United States, concerned about political instability and financial mismanagement in the Dominican Republic, sent Marines to occupy the country. This intervention aimed to restore order, ensure repayment of debts to American and European creditors, and maintain regional stability under the Monroe Doctrine, which opposed European intervention in the Western Hemisphere. During the occupation, the U.S. established a military government, restructured the financial system, built infrastructure, and implemented administrative reforms. While some improvements were made in public works and fiscal management, the occupation faced significant local resistance. Many Dominicans resented foreign control and the imposition of policies without their consent, leading to a nationalist movement that ultimately pressured the U.S. to withdraw. The occupation ended in 1924, and the Dominican Republic regained sovereignty. However, the period left a lasting impact on Dominican-U.S. relations and contributed to the rise of nationalist sentiments within the country. The years following American occupation were gripped by dictatorships. One such dictator was Rafael Trujillo, who ruled the country from 1930 to 1961. His dictatorship was considered one of the most terrible of all dictatorships in history, full of violence and terror. He even renamed Santo Domingo to Ciudad Trujillo. He was called El Jefe by many of his allies and enemies. He was a despot by all means that perpetrated numerous repressive acts against his people. He used his secret police to arrest people and massacred 20,000 to 30,000 Haitians during what is known as the Parsley Massacre, or El Corte, in 1937. This brutal campaign targeted Haitian immigrants and Dominicans of Haitian descent living in the border regions between the Dominican Republic and Haiti. The name Parsley Massacre comes from reports that soldiers would use the pronunciation of the Spanish word for parsley, perejil, as a linguistic test to identify Haitians, who typically had difficulty pronouncing it correctly due to their Creole accent. The massacre was part of Trujillo's broader policy of racial and ethnic purification, aiming to reduce the Haitian population in the Dominican Republic and reinforce a nationalist identity. The event left a deep scar on Dominican-Haitian relations and remains a significant and tragic chapter in the history of both nations. Trujillo was assassinated on a rural road in 1961. The death of Trujillo left a power vacuum which would allow the United States to involve itself in the affairs of the Republic again. The United States never loosened its grip in the country and still managed to control most of the political power in the country, even going so far as to quelling a growing democratic revolution from 1965 to 1966. That is until Leonel Fernandez Reina finally won in 1996, leading the way towards ending the rule of the caudillos and giving way to an unparalleled growth of the Dominican economy. As it stands, the Dominican Republic is considered to be the richest nation in the Caribbean islands. The Dominican Republic is the 9th largest economy in Latin America, mostly due to its tourism industry. It has a GDP of $114 billion. Being a small island nation, agriculture is not one of the Republic's powerhouses when it comes to wealth. On the other hand, rich sources of precious metals and a significant workforce enable a strong industry to flourish, which includes sugar processing, gold mining, textiles, cement, tobacco, electrical components, and medical devices. The flag of the Dominican Republic is made of a white cross with a background of blue and red. The coat of arms is found smack dab in the middle of the flag. The coat of arms of the Dominican Republic has an English-type blazoned shield with arrows sticking out, a cross, the Bible. There are 3 primary colors: blue, red, and white. The red signifies the color of the freedom fighters who fought for the land. The blue represents the sky from where God protects the country. And the white represents God's protection itself. On top of the shield are the words Dios, Patria, Libertad, which translates to God, homeland, freedom. And below the shield are the words Dominican Republic. The blue stands for liberty, the white cross stands for salvation, and the red, as with most revolutionary countries, stands for the blood of those who have sacrificed their lives for their land. The Dominican Republic has a total land mass of 48,670 square kilometers. Its capital is Santo Domingo. The climate is, like many Caribbean countries, tropical maritime with little variation in seasons except that of rainfall. As an island nation, the Republic is made up of mountain ranges and fertile valleys. Did you know that within the Dominican Republic exist the highest and lowest points in the entire Caribbean? These are Pico Duarte and Lago Enriquillo, respectively. Pico Duarte stands at about 3,000 meters or 10,000 feet above sea level, while Lago Enriquillo is 46 meters or roughly 151 feet below sea level. Within these lush rainforest can be found. The island is home to 6,000 species of flora and 7,000 species of fauna. Endemic fauna include the Hispaniolan woodpecker. The waters around the country are also home to many whale species. The country has a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius or 79 degrees Fahrenheit and a minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius or 73 degrees Fahrenheit. The Dominican Republic has a population that numbers around 11 million. 70% of the population is mixed, 58% of which are European and native, colloquially known as mestizos, and 12% are mulattoes or black and native descent. Pure black population is at 16%, while the white population is at a measly 14%. The vast number of Christians in the country are evangelical, making up 50% of the entire country. About 30% are Catholic, 19% are atheists, and 1% do not specify their religion. The Dominican Republic is famous for its food culture and rich flavors. At the heart of it all is La Bandera Dominicana, the national dish featuring white rice, chicken or beef, and red beans, commonly enjoyed for lunch. On special occasions, families gather to savor sancocho dominicano, a hearty stew made with 7 types of meat, vegetables, and tubers. Breakfast often starts with mangu, a delicious puree of green plantains, while lunch and dinner might include habichuelas guisadas, a flavorful red bean stew served as a side dish. For snacks or sides, tostones, twice fried green plantains, are a favorite. Family gatherings frequently feature moro de guandules, rice cooked with pigeon peas and coconut milk, and celebratory events are incomplete without pastelon, a plantain and meat casserole reminiscent of lasagna. Street food enthusiasts enjoy pica pollo, crispy fried chicken bites that serve as popular appetizers. If we missed any of your favorite dishes, let us know in the comments below. We can't forget about the famous people from the island of the Dominican Republic. So let's talk about them. Let's start with David Ortiz, the legendary baseball player known for his time with the Boston Red Sox. Next, we have Sammy Sosa, another iconic baseball player celebrated for his home run records. Then there's Romeo Santos, the king of bachata, whose music has captivated audiences worldwide. El Alfa, a prominent figure in the reggaeton and dembow scenes, has also made significant contributions to music. Zoe Saldana, a renowned actress, has starred in major Hollywood films like Avatar and Guardians of the Galaxy. Cardi B and Ice Spice, both global rap sensations,